and welcome to Plug Talk Sports, a live show episode 116. It's a two-man crew tonight. Myself, Danny Torres, and we got Jonka Don't Stop. Jonka, how are you on this fine Monday evening?
Pretty good, went to the gym, had class. If you guys don't know, I know I'm not here sometimes, but I'm doing a coding boot camp, so I'm learning how to do web development and stuff. So if any of the viewers is into that stuff, you can at me, and because I'm trying to learn. So if you want to help me out, help me out. But I'm good.
Cool. Everything's good over here, man. You remember we did bad or good last week? I think we did bad. Yeah, we did.
Okay.
So let's do good. Can you tell me something good from the past week?
The past week. Good for the past week, man. I've had for sports, man. I've had a bit. I mean, I don't know about past week, but I just know it's an hour or two ago, the Miami Hurricanes men's basketball just won their first game. It was 101-60, so it's a good start to the season. So hopefully that brings more W's to come. But shout out to Jim Larinaga.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Good news for me. I mean, it was a pretty okay. I guess I'll say I was able to commentate Barry men's soccer, their last match of the season. It was a pretty good game. It was 3-0. But I have to say they are going. What made it special is that they're going to their conference tournament. Since their first seed, they're in the semifinals automatically. Which we found out today their opponent will be their rival, the school's rival, Nova Southeastern.
Of course.
So it's going to be great. It'll be interesting. They're playing on Thursday night. And you can catch that on the Sunshine State Conference digital network. And hopefully we come out with a Barry Buccaneer win. And we move on to the final and try to win the conference and move on to the NCAA tournament. But yeah, that would be my good news, was being able to commentate that. It's always special when you're heading to the conference tournament as the first seed. Bad news, Jonka, hit me with the bad news.
Bad news. I know we're probably gonna get into it for a little bit later in the show, but as much as I've tried to defend him, I've tried to defend him as much as possible, but I think it's time. I think TVD needs to take the bench, and I think we need to move forward to the new guy, Emery Williams. It's just he's thrown 10. TVD has thrown 10 interceptions in 4 games. He's come back from injury. Maybe he still has a lingering injury. I don't know, but as of right now, he's hurting the team more than helping. And heading into this weekend with FSU, we can't afford to shoot ourselves in the foot. So I would put it in the backup quarterback and just that's it. No more TBD. That the era is over. That's just me.
Dude, yeah. I mean, we're gonna get into it. Save it for later, but we're gonna get into it. I understand you. My bad news. We're also gonna get into it.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. It's a sad Monday.
Man, I have no words, man. Like, I can't even say it. I can't even say it without getting into it.
I know.
All I'll say is Dallas Cowboys. That's all I'll say. Dallas Cowboys. If you know, you know. We're gonna get into it. That's. I'll leave it there. It was tough. But with that further ado, let's get into it. NFL talk. Let's talk about the Dolphins and Chiefs first. I want you to give me your opinion. What did you think of it?
I woke up at 9:30 in the morning.
21-14 game.
I woke up, I sat on my chair, straight in front of the TV. And from what I saw, it was just that first half was just the Dolphins have been held for the first time in I forgot since when. I think it was like 20 something years that they've been held for scoreless in the first half.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, are the Dolphins really not going to score with this kind of offense? The amount of weapons they have with Tua as the quarterback, the next guy, the thing, you know, and he can't come up with at least 3 points. I'm sorry, that first half was atrocious. Now, the second half, I was impressed by the defense holding Mahomes to I think it was 38 yards, which is pretty hard to do. So it's Patrick Mahomes, he can fling it however he wants, but the Dolphins tried to make a comeback, but it just couldn't happen. Tua made some terrible throws. I think the center and Tua made a bad snap, and it just basically just cost them the game ending throw. So it just wasn't meant to be. I told Daniel the day before that I'm gonna be waking up at 9:30 to watch the Dolphins lose to the Chiefs, and look what happened. They lost, and guess what happened? What have I told you guys every week? All the listeners, what have I told you y'all? If you're a Dolphin fan, don't give me that look. Don't give me that look. I've told you when Tua is pressured and Tyreek Hill isn't an option, he's trash. Below average to average, man. He's not
Shane
the guy.
Brandon's not on the night. I feel like he would have had something to say about that.
He's not the guy. Period. He's decent in the pocket, but before if you want to make him do something else, he can't. He can't. I don't want to hear anything else from Tua. They're all 1-3 against the winning team, and then they're 6-0 against teams under 500. That just shows you can get it done when it means the most, and against teams that you're going to be seeing in the playoffs. In the playoffs, they're going to be winning records. If you can't beat a team with a winning record, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs. That's why I'm going to say that, because there's no other facts. Every week I'm right. And guess what? The streak is getting up there, and there's not much I can say anymore just about Tua being trash. Tyreek, you were talking so much smack. Where were you? You were so caught up on getting that touchdown celebration that you didn't do squat. Come on, really? And in Germany, of all places, you didn't do squat. You made all your fans go all the way to Germany to watch that baloney.
You're very animated about this.
Go, Daniel, because I can go on all night.
No, keep going, please.
No. I'll say I need to lower my blood pressure. Because wait until I get to the Canes.
Oh yeah, I think the three teams the Dolphins have faced that are above 500 teams and playoff teams, the Buffalo Bills, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Kansas City Chiefs, have all been losses. I want to say they're frauds because I do think they have a good team. I just think that they haven't been able to beat teams that are good.
Same thing as last year.
It kind of is, yeah. And again, we see a Waddle got hurt. And again, we see Tyreek Hill bailing out Tua.
Hey.
And they had it. They could have had it because Mahomes was struggling in the second half.
They had it. Cedric Wilson was open in the end zone, but apparently there was a miscommunication on the third down that he was supposed to make an out route to the outside to the side and then walk and go out and then step out of bounds and maybe get one more play in. But no, Tua, for some reason, I don't know what happened. He anticipated him going there without looking, because if you're going to throw it there and he's not there, that means you didn't look when he was there. So that's one thing. And second of all, that throw was atrocious. That ball was nowhere even near Wilson. So I think Tua was just spitting out baloney in that press conference when they asked him about that throw. So he's just trying to protect himself from looking bad. That was just bad.
I
But
agree with
go
you.
ahead.
I agree with you. It's a tough loss for the Dolphins, especially, again, the fact that it was just a one touchdown game, 21-14. They were right there. It was a tale. You guys can read all about it on www.plugtalksports.co. We have an article on it. We have our recap on it. And it was a tale. The game was a tale of two halves. Chiefs came out 3 touchdowns in the first half. And then second half, Dolphins came out 2 touchdowns, make it 21-14. Which, first of all, like, where's the Dolphins defense? You can't be getting torched to like that 3 straight touchdowns, no response. The offense looked, to be honest with you, mid. They couldn't do anything. That was a little sus. Tyreek said before this game that he was gonna show his former team, why you shouldn't trade me. And I'm not a big fan of. Look, I do like trash talk during a game. I love it. But the reason why I don't like it before a game is because you may spit high and that spit might fall right back in your face. Um, and that's not good. And I feel like that's exactly what happened here. And it's a tough loss for the Dolphins, and they're on to a bye week, which is good for them because now they get to regroup, they get to rest, and then they're on to the Las Vegas Raiders after the bye week. So, and that could be an interesting game for them as well.
I have that game as an upset.
Okay.
And then before we move away from the Dolphins, by the way, let me just tell you how the Dolphins are pretenders. They're not contenders, they're pretenders. This is why I know.
Okay.
The Dolphins lost to the Bills. My Patriots that are dog water or maybe below dog water right now beat the Bills. That just tells you how bad the Dolphins are. The Dolphins beat the Patriots. The Patriots beat the Bills, and the Bills beat the Dolphins. Make that make sense. That's how
Yeah.
I know. That's how I know they're pretenders. That right there. That's all you need.
We're gonna move on. I want you to go first on this one. Talk to me about the Cowboys and the Eagles.
Man, that game, bro. That game was. I don't know how to explain it. It was just so. It was so back and forth that it is just. You have to watch it again just to try to capture what happened. But it just came down to who wanted it more. To be honest, and it's just like, and then Dak stepping out of bounds on that 2 point conversion, it didn't help. That cost them a potential easy field goal, and that would have tied the game to head to overtime. Dak should not be stepping out of bounds in that play. You're making. I know Shannon
I mean,
Sharp.
it's not like he wanted to
I
step out
know,
of
yeah,
bounds.
but like in those moments, you can't be stepping out of bounds, especially like there was nobody to like you're right, and then it's like you are ahead of the player that hit you, but like whatever. He did get in the end zone, but he stepped out of bounds. It's unfortunate. Then what was it? I forgot his name. The tight end that his knee was down. Not Ferguson. It was
Shoemaker.
yeah, Shoemaker. He had it. His knee was down. The ball was not had not crossed the line. Unfortunate. The game could have gone either way because it's like the Eagles gave the Cowboys an opportunity to come back and win it. I told you when the Eagles were up 11 that the game was not over. There's plenty of time left. All the Cowboys have to do is score a touchdown, and look what happened. Tolbert,
Tolbert. Tolbert.
yeah, he scores a touchdown, and then there you go. You guys are back in the thing. You guys go for what happens. You guys went for 2. You didn't get it. Okay, that puts you down by 5. You get the ball back with 3 timeouts. You have bro. It was so back and forth. The penalties, then another penalty, back and forth. I've never seen a game. That was one of the best
I
games I've
will
ever
say,
seen.
bro,
It was just
you popped somebody in the face and they don't call that. They picked up the flag. Like,
the refs that game. The refs in the game were kind of sus. there are a lot of plays where they should have been calling some stuff, but they held their whistle. I'm not gonna blame the refs because that would then that makes you look kind of bad unless it was really really bad, like the ones against the Dolphins where the guy yanks his face and the entire helmet swings to the right.
I mean,
That's
there was some pretty obvious stuff there on that fourth down play where they targeted Tolbert, which I sent it to you on Twitter.
the hold.
His jersey's being tugged the entire way, handful of jersey being tugged the entire way, and nothing. And again, I told you because we watched this game together. I told you there's nothing more that I hate than a good game being decided by referees. I hate it because it's unfortunate for the outcome. And
Especially calls that cannot be reviewed.
Micah Parsons, you remember how
That one,
frustrated
that one should
he
have been
was?
called.
He was being held big time, and that was a big play where he could have really gotten to Jalen Hurts.
That was a hold for sure. I don't know why that one wasn't called.
It's frustrating. I get very frustrated. But ultimately, for were you done, by the way? I don't know if I
Yeah, go ahead.
For my Cowboys, ultimately, man, is just you say to yourself, there's just things every single year that you're like, this only happens to us. It's just things that you're like, this only happens to us. Like something, I'll give you guys an example. If lightning were to strike a stadium in the middle of the game, the lights go off and they're like, oh, game's over, the other team won because we're not going to be able to fix it. Like that's something that would happen to the Cowboys. Like that's just their luck. It's terrible. It's terrible. Like Dak stepping out of bounds, Shoemaker's knee. Like that stuff only happens to us. I swear to you. And it's frustrating. And it's also frustrating that you get to Philadelphia 6 and you get to get moved back 3 times.
That sack didn't help either.
That drive right there, that should have ended it. That game right there, that should have ended it. It would have been a Cowboys victory. I don't think in this matchup that the better team won. If you go look at all the stats, Dallas overfavored Philadelphia on the stats side big time.
100%.
And this one, I'm not going to blame on Dak Prescott.
No.
I'm not. He played a hell of a game. He came into that game and he did what he needed to do.
I would put this game more on Mike McCarthy because of some of the play calls on third down and fourth down, and then plus that very last call, the last play to CeeDee Lamb where he just got tackled and that's it. It was game
that
over.
one, you need to throw the ball into the end zone.
Like that's all coaching, bro. Like you tell CeeDee Lamb, bro, what are you doing? We need a touchdown to win the game, and why are you turning in and you're not even in the end zone? Like why didn't you send everybody into the end zone and just try to just come up with a Hail Mary play? Like it's on like the 45. You have plenty of arm.
Honestly, and even if you didn't go for the end zone, which should have been done, Kavontae Turpin's got some speed. You could have used his speed to try to get into the end zone. Or you know what? You could have used his speed to get downfield and start laddering.
Some
laterals.
Just throwing it like 5 yards behind the end zone is not gonna. I don't understand why he did that. I don't know why. That was just. But
also, it was questionable. People were asking like, why would you throw on the fourth down play of the game? Like, why would you throw to Tolbert?
Like, that's true. That's also true.
CD's been hot the entire game. Give it to him. But honestly, I think like when you're a quarterback, man, like you're gonna try to give it to whoever is open. Whoever has the best chance to be open and get the ball, that's who you're gonna throw it to. Because in that circumstance, the defense is gonna double CD. So
he was only in single coverage. It was a one-on-one.
And with Darius Slay. So you throw it up, and that play, you just got to float it up and pray to God, and it's a 50-50 ball that your guy is going to come up with it. But, maybe Dak saw Tolbert was open, and he's like, I'm going to throw it to him. I don't want to float it up to CD. Obviously, Jake Ferguson had a big night as well. He could have been another option that they could have targeted. So just a frustrating night overall. It's a game that I feel that they should have won. It's a game where I feel like our team played much better than the Philadelphia Eagles. I've been telling you guys, and I'm going to stand by it. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are frauds. People will still call them just because of their record that they're the best team in football. I don't think they're the best team in football. You guys can criticize me all you want for it. But they've gotten away with a lot. And I don't think that their wins have been convincing at all. I don't. And I don't think that they look as good as last year. And I think that they could be beat. And I think, yesterday was a prime example that if it wasn't for mistakes, they could have been beat by the Dallas Cowboys. And you know what? Everyone's mind would have been in a twist this morning. Oh, I can't believe the Eagles lost. But I think they're a beatable team, 100%.
Yeah, if I'm the Cowboys, I'm feeling good. You just have to fix a couple mistakes. That thing with Shoemaker, and then the sack with Dag that can be fixed. The stepping out of bounds, that's also that can be fixed too. Listen, it's just unfortunate circumstances, some bad calls,
as much as losing to them sucks, the season's not over. This loss does not mean that the season is over for the Dallas Cowboys. And we will see them again. And next time we see them, it'll be at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas. And
it's going to be a good game. I can't wait for that game.
I think we'll bring the heat to them. I do think that this team can beat them. And we'll see. We'll see how the rest of the year goes. But let's go through the rest of the scores here. So right now, Chargers with the ball in the third quarter, currently beating the New York Jets 17-6. Mm-hmm. On Thursday Night Football, we had the Pittsburgh Steelers defeat the Tennessee Titans 20-16. The Ravens absolutely demolished the Seattle Seahawks 37-3.
Yep.
Cleveland Browns putting a deuce on the Arizona Cardinals 27-zip. 2-point game. Houston Texans escape the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 39-37. New Orleans Saints defeat the Chicago Bears 24-17. Minnesota Vikings defeat the Atlanta Falcons 31-28. Joshua Dobbs, congratulations. That was a good performance. Green Bay Packers upset the Los Angeles Rams 20-3. The Rams really starting to struggle. The Washington Commanders get by your New England Patriots 20-17. Indianapolis Colts defeat the Carolina Panthers 27-13. Las Vegas Raiders destroying the New York Giants 30-6. We know Daniel Jones, quarterback for the New York Giants, is now out for the rest of the season. And then, of course, last night, Sunday Night Football, Cincinnati Bengals defeat the Buffalo Bills 24-18. Watch out, Cincinnati. They're on their way up. Let's look at the standings. I'll read you guys the standings right now. AFC East, it's the Miami Dolphins still on top. The New York Jets currently in second place, followed by the Buffalo Bills and then New England Patriots.
Yes, sir.
AFC North, Baltimore Ravens in first, and then a three-way tie with a 5-3 record between the Steelers, the Browns, and the Bengals. We go to the AFC South. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars in first, then Houston Texans, followed by the Indianapolis Colts and Tennessee Titans in last.
Shout out to C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud is a boss.
Yes, sir. Followed by the AFC West in first place, the Kansas City Chiefs, followed by the Las Vegas Raiders, followed by the Los Angeles Chargers, and then the Denver Broncos in last. We head to the NFC East, the Philadelphia Eagles, followed by the Dallas Cowboys, followed by the Washington Commanders, and in last place, the New York Giants. And then we go to the NFC North, the Detroit Lions in first place, followed by the Minnesota Vikings, followed by the Green Bay Packers, and in last, the Chicago Bears. NFC South in first place, the New Orleans Saints, followed by the Atlanta Falcons. Then we get the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and in last, the Carolina Panthers. And in the NFC West, reclaiming the top spot is the San Francisco 49ers. Then comes the Seattle Seahawks, followed by the Los Angeles Rams, and in last, the Arizona Cardinals. And that will do it for the NFL. Now let's go to college football. Let's talk about the rankings, guys. At number 1, we've got Georgia. At number 2, we've got Michigan. At number 3, Ohio State. At number 4, Florida State. At number 5, Washington. At 6, Oregon. At 7, Texas. At 8, Alabama. And at 9, Penn State. So 1 through 9 stays the same. Nothing changes in 1 through 9. At 10, Ole Miss. At 11, Louisville. At 12, Oregon State. At 13, Utah. At 14, Tennessee. At 15, not even ranked, but they get all the way to 15, Oklahoma State. At 16, Mizzou. At 17, falling down 7 spots is Oklahoma. At 18, falling down 5 spots is LSU. At 19, we got Kansas. At 20, we have Tulane. At 21, we have James Madison. At 22, we got Notre Dame, who fell down 10 spots. At 23, previously not ranked, Arizona. At 24, previously not ranked, North Carolina. And at 25, previously not ranked, it is a Conference USA team, Liberty, in at 25. Liberty currently 9-0. That is surprising. Jonko, what do you think about these rankings?
I mean, they're hard to argue, man. It's tough. Like I don't agree. I know the records are a different thing, but there's no way you could possibly tell me that Oklahoma is worse than Louisville. Oklahoma State from non-ranked to top to 15. Damn, bro. Like, I know you beat Oklahoma, but I mean, Notre Dame. I don't even know why they're still ranked in the first place. I don't know why. Like, you lose to Clemson, you lose to Louisville, and you lose to Ohio State. Like, I don't know why you're still ranked in the first place. But next week they play Wake Forest. I think I got Notre Dame there, and then they play Stanford. But besides that,
let's look at the matchups for this upcoming week. On Thursday, we have Virginia taking on Louisville. Michigan.
That's an interesting game. I will definitely be watching that game for sure.
That's on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Then we move on to the Saturday games. Michigan against Penn State. Could be interesting.
That's
3 against 11 right there.
It's just I don't like Michigan, and the reason I hate Penn State is because you know why. If you know why.
Actually, I don't.
The guy goes by Danny Maez.
Danny Maez.
Manny Diaz.
Oh.
He's the defensive coordinator.
Okay. Well,
I can't support him. I can't. Let's go Michigan.
Alabama against Kentucky.
Eh,
Ah,
eh, it
yeah,
can't,
that's
eh.
uh, Texas Tech against Kansas. That's not really a matchup.
Yeah, I mean,
Tulsa against Tulane. Eh.
eh.
Baylor against Kansas State.
That's another.
Miami and Florida State. Woo! 9-0 Seminoles against the 6-3 Hurricanes. Oh,
Man,
are you
there's
going
so
to get
much.
that upset?
There's so no. Listen, the only way it's gonna be an upset is the Tyler Van Dyke plays. I'll tell you that much. I would rather lose with a rookie quarterback than have Tyler Van Dyke play bad. That's what I'm. We'll get into that a little later, but keep going.
Utah against Washington. That's pretty good.
Okay, let's turn the game.
Uh, Tennessee and Missouri. They both have 7-2 records. That's pretty good. That's a good game right there. Oklahoma State against UCF. Not really.
UCF. Let's go Knights.
Stanford against Oregon State. Not really.
Boletas.
Georgia against Ole Miss.
Let's go Georgia. Wait, why did they say Georgia 2?
Oh yeah, I see that.
Maybe is that what the college playoff ranking is? Because I think they have Ohio State at 1 college football playoff. Not the ESPN ranking though,
I'm looking at it.
because I see Ohio State 1.
Well, I mean, look, I don't know. Georgia's number 1. Them against Ole Miss. That could be interesting.
It is interesting. It's gonna be. We'll see. We'll see how it goes because we'll see.
Michigan State against Ohio State.
Ohio State,
Texas and TCU. Nah, not really.
Texas.
Florida and LSU. That could be interesting. I mean, 5-4 against 6-3.
I mean, did you see the 5-4 the score from last week?
I don't know.
They just barely beat South Carolina by 2.
Arizona State, UCLA. No. USC against Oregon will be interesting.
No, Oregon wins.
Yeah, you're right.
Caleb Williams is on some like
He's mentally self-destructing.
He was crying with his mom in the stands.
He's self-destructing.
Buddy, listen, do that in the locker room. Don't do it in front of the cameras, man.
Air Force against Hawaii.
Yeah, that's it.
So talk to me. Miami Hurricanes, they lose to NC State this past weekend. Talk to me. What are you feeling?
I know I talked about it at the start, but I've tried to defend Tyler Van Dyke because what we saw in 2021 was a player, bro. He had nearly 3,000 yards, 26 touchdowns to 5 interceptions in 6 games. And we were like, damn, bro, Miami might have found finally a quarterback because, in college football, if you don't have a quarterback, you basically suck. You basically suck. So we thought we found a quarterback, last year with Gaddis. That was a waste of one of his years. That was just complete waste. Coming this year, we get a new offensive coordinator, Shannon Dawson, and we're thinking, everybody's thinking like, damn, Tyler Van Dyke is gonna really be good. The first 4 games, he plays great against Texas A&M. He's playing outstanding. I think he had I forgot how many touchdowns with 1 interception in those 4 games. He was playing exceptional football. All of a sudden, I think something happened. It was in that Georgia Tech game that all of a sudden, I think he got injured. He got banged up, but he wanted to finish out the game. And then he started throwing interceptions, and then losing the way they did to Georgia Tech with that fumble and then the knee and all that stuff. I think that hurt him psychologically, knowing that he wasn't able to close out that game because of how bad he was on the offensive side of the ball. And then he was injured. And then what add to it again would see the rookie quarterback first ever start for the Kings, Emory Williams, comes in and beats the long awaited game, Clemson versus UM, and he beats our rival Clemson that's been torturing us for years. The rookie kid comes in and beats Clemson in the big game, and I think Tyler Van Dyke is trying to see he might be intimidated, and he's like, "Damn, bro, this kid played really well. He didn't turn over the ball. He did what he was supposed to do. He was accurate." And then I think Tyler Van Dyke, he's getting into his head, saying, "Man, I gotta step it up, or else this kid's gonna take my job." And we know Mario Cristobal, if like he'll put in whoever he needs to win the game, whoever he thinks is the best shot. And then the last 4 games, 10 interceptions in the last 4 games. That is unacceptable. I don't know what team you could possibly play for anywhere else in college or in the NFL that you would keep your job. If I'm Mario Cristobal, listen, if you start him in FSU against FSU this weekend and he plays like complete Mahone and like crap, and he doesn't do his checkdowns, he starts overthrowing the ball, he starts giving the ball away, fumbling. Listen, bro, if you're gonna start him by the first half, by the end of the first half, if he looks like if he's not ready or we haven't been able to score or go down the field, take him out. Take him out, please. Because if you don't turn over the ball against FSU, you have a shot. Because we beat Clemson, and Clemson was able to hold FSU to an overtime game. Our defense is good enough to hold FSU. Now, our offense right now is terrible. Terrible. And that's another problem I have. Because we have all these tight ends that we were able to recruit, all these running backs that are really good, we were able to recruit. You know, our receivers, they're okay. You know, Restrepo who's in his senior year, whatever. But we don't have, you know, they're talented. They're there. It's like we don't have an offensive identity. Like, are we a running school? Are we a passing school? Like, what is it? Like, what do we use? Like, what are we? Do we like to use tight ends more? Do we like to run the ball more than we throw? Or the vice versa, pass them more than run? It's like there's always an inconsistency. Like, every week is something different. You can't find an identity with this effing team. So it's like, bro, if you see the run and you can't go down the field anymore, hey, why don't you just start passing, right? But then when you have TVD throwing the interceptions every other drive, he can't throw it either. So you have to rely on the run. And and everybody knows when you rely on the run, the time starts running off the clock like this. It just time goes down, 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 and then you leave yourself basically no time in the game to even fight back. If you're down 14-0, you start running the ball in the second half. By the time, let's say you score maybe 2 field goals, it's still 14-6, and you still have to find somehow, some way to score a touchdown when you haven't done the entire game. So if I'm Mario Cristobal, I know he has the long contract. Maybe he's still trying to find the best players. Maybe next he's waiting for the next cycle to come in where he gets the star receivers. Maybe he wants speed on the outside. Maybe we don't have that. I don't know what it is, what's going on, because Tyler Van Dyke does not look anything like what we saw in the first 4 games. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to say all this right now. I would start Emory Williams. I'm sorry, Tyler Van Dyke. I'm really sorry. I love you, bro, but you have not been playing well. I mean, maybe sit this one out. Because this is a big game now. Because if you play bad against Daniel knows when it comes to these big games, Miami FSU, these rivalry games, if you play bad, you'll be remembered as the guy that fucking ate it. Sorry,
but I also know that when it comes to these games, anything can happen.
Anything, bro. It doesn't matter how good you are. Miami can be the trash of the trash, like every year, and FSU can be the top of the top, or however it is. somehow, some way, the games will end up 14-14, 3-3 at the end of the fourth quarter. Bro, it's like, I don't understand how this works. But right now, we're going to see how it's going to end up. Let's see if Mario Cristobal can come up with some way to like at least lose with dignity or win by a small margin. I don't know what he's going to do because he still has not decided who's going to be the starting QB for this Saturday, by the way. He already came out with it. He says, I am not addressing that until time comes. Buddy, it's either you choose the quarterback that's been giving you 10 interceptions the last 4 games,
I
or
just
you
don't
put in a
think
new guy.
he doesn't want to reveal that.
What's the difference? Like, what is it gonna do? What's the harm in doing it? I really want to know. You say, oh, we're gonna put in Tyler Van Dyke in. Okay, that's the normal. He's been starting the last 4 games. Oh, you put in Emory Williams. Okay, Tyler Van Dyke's out. We have a new guy in. He just beat Clemson, what Tyler Van Dyke hasn't been able to do the last 2 years, and then plus any other quarterback before that. So I don't get it. I really. And plus, if Tyler Van Dyke isn't going to be here next year, I'd put in Emory Williams right now. Let him get his legs, and he gets the experience for next year.
Okay.
You go ahead because
for FIU, there's nothing. FIU was on a bye week, so.
Oh yeah, that's true. So. Yeah, maybe if we lose, I can at least celebrate because FIU won, maybe. But it's just every year.
They're on a different.
No. My Canes, bro. I follow this guy on YouTube, Coach Coop. He calls the Canes the cardiac Canes because every game gives you cardiac arrest because you don't know what you're gonna get from this damn team.
FIU, they're 2 wins away from a bowl game. With what? There's 3 games left, right?
Yeah. They got one with Arkansas, which is gonna be.
Middle Tennessee, which is, and I believe Western Kentucky, which is also.
Is it? Let me see because I have it here. Going on too. FIU, Middle Tennessee, Arkansas, Western Kentucky. Middle Tennessee is 2-7, so, but that doesn't really mean anything because this year logic is out the window for sports anyway. So, if FIU could beat Middle Tennessee, probably most likely lose to Arkansas. We have to go and beat Western Kentucky, and that's at home, I think. Yeah, it's gonna be at home. That's gonna be on a Saturday at 3 p.m. I might go to that game. Who knows? I might go.
Just casually, stroll on by,
Yeah, just walk there. I live right there, 2 minutes away.
Oh man, dude, I for about the Canes, man. I've been telling you, man. I'm telling you, they are who I said they are.
At this point, it's just keep. At this point, Mario Cristobal, bro, just keep recruiting. Keep recruiting. I don't care how much you have to do. At least we're in a bowl game. At least we're a bowl game eligible. So,
do you think you'll win that bowl game?
We'll see now. That's another situation.
All right,
you're ahead of me, buddy. I'm the Kane fan here, and you're ahead of me. I'm just focused on this week.
This guy's living day by day.
God.
Let's switch the topic. Let's talk about NBA. Miami Heat, they just came away with a 1-point victory over the Los Angeles Lakers.
Okay.
3-4 record now. They've had some struggles early on. Can you tell me about those struggles and just what are you seeing so far?
I've sent this on Twitter to you and Brandon, and I'll say it again. We just started, excuse my language, the goddamn effing season, bro. And I've already seen Bam, Hero, Jimmy. Who else you want to add on to that? Duncan Robinson. taking days off already for illness or injury. I'm like, bro, the season just started. You guys are not good. I don't care what anybody tells me. You're not good. You're not as good as last year. You're gonna have to work your butt off to even make the playoff or the play in. Every team in this Eastern Conference has gone better. The Wizards have gone better. The Pacers have gone better. The Magic magically have been really good. The Celtics are playing exceptionally well. Shout out to Brandon.
He'll be very
The
happy for that.
Sixers are the Sixers, the Bucks, the Knicks, like the Bulls with Levine, bro. It's like you gotta. Jimmy cannot be taking days off. Hero, he's playing great. Keep doing what you're doing. Bam, I don't even know what to more say about Bam, bro. Like Bam, he does his thing, but like we just started the season, man. It's just like I don't know what I don't know what else to say, man. It's like, damn. It's like, damn. What more can I do? Like, you lost Struess, you lost Gabe Vincent, so you lost a couple shooters. Kevin Love has been taking days off too, include him, because he's having, I think, some back issues or something. So you're losing a defender, a rebounder, a passer, and a scorer. So that's another problem. He's old too, so he's not as mobile. We thought Thomas Bryant, the new center that he came from the Lakers, we thought he was going to be doing something. He's been doing absolutely nothing. I don't know anymore. I don't know what this team, bro. I don't know what to do with this team. They're just gonna keep. They just beat the Lakers by one. And Anthony Davis came out in the second. He didn't even play the second half.
It's gonna be a struggle of a season.
I mean, if Tua, I was about to say Tua. I need Jimmy to shut up. Stop saying that we're gonna make it this year. That we're gonna fix it. We're gonna go back to where we were. We're gonna make the finals again. Jimmy, shut up. Show me. Stop taking days off. Win games. Why don't you lead for a chance, huh? Stop making these jokes. Why don't you stop showing up to picture day as an emo dude and actually focus on the season? Is your ankle better? Doesn't look like it, bro. So many little things. It's like you tick off a list of what the Heat could do. They don't pick up anybody in the offseason. Josh Richardson, he's not playing. This guy's not playing. He's playing bad. He's not doing anything. Pat Riley's been quiet. The only good thing I've heard about the Heat is that they're the favorites to get Zach LaVine if he were to be traded. That's the only good news I've ever heard from the Heat so far.
Again, this is another year where I felt like the roster should have been helped out, but we didn't get it. Who would you say is the best team? I know it's still early on, but who would you say is the best team in basketball right now?
Warriors.
Warriors?
I say Warriors.
No Celtic. What about Nuggets?
Nah. They lost Bruce Brown. I think they lost. I forgot who the other guy is, but they lost him. They're not as good anymore. I will stick to this like glue, Daniel. I will stick to this like glue. If the Warriors would have played the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals this last season, the Warriors would have made the finals again. I'm telling you, the Nuggets did not want the Warriors smoke. They did not want it. The Lakers only got to the Western Conference Final because the refs and they gave them like I think almost 2.5 times the amount of free throws that the Warriors got. Like, how is that even legal? How is that not being investigated? That's whatever. That's the past. I got the Warriors. So Warriors right now, they're on a tear right now, bro. Steph is on some next level thing. They got Kaminga. He's playing great. He's coming off the bench. Klay Thompson he just hit the game winner a couple days ago. Draymond Green is back. Chris Paul playing way better than what Jordan Poole did all last season. They got Saric. They got Moses Moody, Gary Payne. They got They just signed the center from Brazil. That supposedly he's like really really good. So that's gonna help him even more. The Warriors are just stacked. Andrew Wiggins, I'm sorry, it's just like, and they have chemistry. They want to play again because I think supposedly they said that Jordan Poole was like a leech, a cancer in the locker room last year. So now they're headed in the right direction. You can already tell. Last year they weren't able to get win 3 games in a row away, and they just did that to start the season. I think the Warriors. I got the Warriors right now.
They are playing very good.
And they won today.
What about the Boston Celtics?
I would say the best team in the East. But I would say yeah, I'd put them at second. I put them at 2. The second best team.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Celtics, for me, Celtics either 1 or 2, to be honest.
I mean, the Bucks.
I think they need some time to gel.
The Celtics lost today in overtime to the Timberwolves. So
the Celtics lost in overtime to the Timberwolves?
Anthony Edwards with 38
points.
Oh,
yeah, but you can expect that, man. They're not going to win every game.
Oh, that's right. Another good thing for the Heat. I think it was this past summer with the FIBA, right? The FIBA World Cup. The FIBA.
Yeah.
That Eric Spoelstra was, talking to Anthony Edwards, hey, I know you don't like. I know Minnesota's, kind of come down to Miami. Hey, Jimmy Butler and Anthony Edwards. I would love to see that, to be honest. Hey, with Hero,
I'm not gonna lie. That's nice. That is nice. But again, they need to make roster moves. If they don't make any roster moves,
Mira, I'll tell you this right now, and you can book it because I got way too much pride. If Pat Riley, forget this season, whatever happens this season, paso. If start of next season, Pat Riley doesn't sign a star player, like an actual legit contending star player, I can't. I won't be able to watch the Heat. I won't be able to watch the Heat until he retires. Because, bro, you flopped on KD, Kyrie, Bradley Beal. Dame wasn't his fault after what happened. But like how many flops are you gonna have, my guy? How many flops? This isn't IHOP where you can just make as many pancakes as you want. It's mind-boggling, bro. And what might even piss me off even more is that if the Chicago Bulls do decide to trade LaVine and we don't get him, I might break a hole in my wall. Daniel. Because what? I don't get it. I want to win.
Hey, man, I understand you in multiple levels through multiple sports. I just want to win.
I want to light a tree. I want to light a tree on fire on Bird Road. That's all. I have the matches ready, bro. I got the matches ready.
We've been very close. We've been very close. I almost did that against the Celtics series. I wanted to light Miami on fire because I didn't think we were ever going to make it that far. But I swear to you, I'll say this. If the Heat somehow we get to the playoffs and they go all the way again, I'm done with this.
I give up.
I will not talk about NBA basketball ever again.
Seriously. I'll back you up even there, bro. If that were to happen again, I would never talk trash about the Heat again. I would keep my mouth shut. Oh, the Heat signed the worst center in history. Okay, yeah, sure. That's good. That's a good pickup. Good pickup. Any bad news for the Heat would be a good news because if they're able to go back to the finals again, which I think they would lose again, but that's just me.
It's tough. It's tough out here.
Bam tonight, 22 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. The first 20-10 game in Heat history. Go Bam.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty interesting. I didn't know. I mean, I didn't get to catch the game. I only saw they won by 1 point. I didn't get to catch it. But wow, I mean, it was a 1 point victory over the Lakers. Still, I mean, even though it's 1 point, you beat the Lakers.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, they get all the publicity because of LeBron. Oh, and then breaking news. This is an hour ago, but for college women's basketball, LSU has been upset by number 20 Colorado in the season opener. So,
wow, we're getting college hoops back, so that'll be definitely a topic for us to talk about, in the coming days. But anyways, that was episode 116. Again, we thank you guys for tuning in week in and week out. We really appreciate it. Make sure you tune into all of our social media. We got TikTok, YouTube, Twitter or X, whatever you call it, Instagram, and keep up with all of our content there, South Florida Sports and all of our original content that we post. But thank you again. We appreciate it. This concludes this episode from me and Janka. We'll see you guys for a brand new episode 117 coming at you next Monday. Good night. Have a great rest of your week.